So I think I just got ghosted. So about 2 weeks ago, a girl started following me. Oh my God, 100% my type. Physically built. I'm seeing 360s. Yeah, I've seen it all. She has the thirst traps. That's okay. I like the confidence. So I see her on live a couple times. Obviously, I'm busy on my lives, but I saw her on live and I watched her and I thought, man, what I wouldn't give for her to know me. So I go through my little routine. I send her some comments, not like DMs, but like I write comments on her pictures and her videos and stuff. No response, no bite. She's popular.
Ladies, why is it that whenever you really like a guy, your first instinct is to ghost him? Like, if the intention aligns and we're on the same page, why are we not taking steps to make a relationship happen? Like, I literally had women tell me that they had to cut me off. They ghosted me because they liked me too much. I know I'm not the only guy that doesn't understand a lot. So please, ladies, if y'all can educate us on why y'all do that and how us as men can go about navigating those type of situations and scenarios, we greatly appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's just be honest here. There's no secret to this. They're not interested. I mean, they're just not interested. I mean, if she's making a complicated excuse why she's not interested, have you guys ever experienced someone who's really into you who just stopped doing everything? Like, they're just not interested.
Yeah, this to me sounds like the whole, it's not you. Well, it's not you, it's me. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they don't want to hurt his feelings. Yeah. And so they're making up a bunch of excuses and doing mental gymnastics to skirt around the fact that they're just not really into him.
Yeah, they safely put you in the front.
Exactly. You're right. That's all it is.
I think some people just misread people. So I think in his head, he might say like, okay, well, we had a great time on tape, but they're not really reading people as accurately as they think that they're reading people.
You need to get into ghosting men for fun. Hear me out.
That sounds crazy.
If you are raising the standards in your dating life, if you are creating this new portal of what your dating life look like, it's just literally just...
I'm sorry to keep pausing the video, guys, but I have to pause it because this is something I always notice that bothers me. And listen, I might get flack for this, but it feels like people love to raise their standards after they're in their worst situation.
It's just leveling up, then you need to ghost men for fun. If you create this ideal man in your head, like...
See, this is the issue, right? The problem I have with just people who think like that is that you'll do this for fun. And then when it's your time to find someone serious, that person that you're looking for in something serious will ghost you. And then you'll be on TikTok complaining.
The man that I choose to be with or date, this is how he look. He's a provider. He take me out. He court me. He treat me well. You know, you create all of the standards for what that man look like in your head. If you come across a man and he's not doing those things, you need to just cut him off. Let's just say you've been talking to a guy for a week, and that's giving grace. And he's calling, he's texting, but he's not being progressive. He's not making any plans or, hey, can I take you out? Hey, let's do this. What are you still seeking around? That is not going to be somebody that is going to live up to what you really see or desire in your head. Cut him off. You have no attachments to that man. You have no emotional connections to them, and you don't even know the man.
I want to say something really quickly, because now that I'm listening to her speak further, I think that maybe she's being hyperbolic when she says ghost for fun. I think what she might be saying is don't waste your time.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a term in business that says it's hire slow, fire fast, hire slow. So you hire slow, in this case dating, hiring slow, right? Keep pushing. Don't get caught up in somebody that's not giving you what you're looking for. Go to the next, to somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't invest your time if you don't think it's gonna be worth it. And then fire fast. I think that might be what she's saying. I might be trying to help her out a bit. I don't know.
I don't disagree with not going with someone who's not. I don't have an issue with that. So I think that's completely fine. The only issue that I have is not just being mature enough to say, like, that's literally like a sentence. Because when you ghost someone, you literally just said the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just the fact that you're being ruder about it. And then when you meet when you see that person again, it's going to be awkward.
Absolutely.
It's always going to be awkward. So, I mean, listen, you can ghost as many people as you want, but let me just tell you something. People are crazy out here. So, unless, listen, I get it. If you think he might be a maniac, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. But, like, if not,
yeah, I agree with that.
So just cut him off right there. And that is going to give you so much confidence because you're going to look at yourself and be like, damn, girl, you stood on business. You confident. I like that about you. And you make space for what's really for you. The more you hold on.
What she just said is absolute opposite what she just said. She said it's confidence. You gain confidence from ghosting. I would say you gain confidence from being strong enough to tell the person I'm not feeling you.
From being authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like,
that's it.
That to me is BS. Like, come on.
So I think I just got ghosted. So about 2 weeks ago, a girl started following me. I don't notice new followers all that often. But when I did notice her, I said, oh my God, 100% my type. Physically built. I'm seeing 360s. Yeah, I've seen it all. She has the thirst traps. That's okay. I like the confidence. She has just as many followers as me, if not more. And I'm looking at her going, this woman's on my level. Like, I notice a couple things. Her place looks nice. She looks professional. She speaks educated. Like, oh, this is it. So I see her on live a couple times. Obviously, I'm busy on my lives, but I saw her on live and I watched her and I thought, man, what I wouldn't give for her to know me. So I go through my little routine. I send her some comments, not like DMs, but like I write comments on her pictures and her videos and stuff. No response, no bite. I'm like, okay, she's popular. So I join her lives, and at the end of my lives, I go watch her for about 10 minutes. Don't want to show up on her top 10 or 20 for viewers.
I give creeper vibes. I'm like, I know why she's not responding, buddy.
Oh, it's funny. I don't think listen, it's the day and age we live in. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much these days to be a sleuth. I mean, we have the internet. And she's a social media person, so she's everywhere. He's just trying to, he's fantasizing is what he's doing. He's fantasizing. You can see the little saliva on his lip. He's ready for that. What he likes. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I am getting a little bit of ego.
Oh, because she's on my level. That kind of
Yeah, that kind of like I'm not a fan of when I hear women say it. I'm not a fan when I hear men say it either. It just seems like a very superficial kind of like way of saying things. Like I don't know. I just don't feel like that just they're on my level.
Okay, I see that.
I'm in her live and she's singing R&B songs and dancing around. And I'm like, just watch her, Usually I watch with the volume in my pants down. But anyways, so she says, this is the last song of the night. Okay, I'm going to get going, guys. So I'm like, this is my shot. So I decided to be Rico, write a funny comment, get her attention, something like that. One comment leads to another. She starts reading my comments and laughing. Next thing you know, I'm joining her live. Like I'm in the little corner. She says, I'm the first guy to ever join her live. How we doing? Blah, 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 blah. I think she's very alpha. So I believe. I don't think any guys ever joined her live. But I did it different. I did it with no shirt on. I did it from my bed. And obviously I have my secret weapon, Ash. I didn't need her, but I got it. So at some point in the conversation, the look on her face becomes super innocent and sincere. And she's kind of tilts her head and goes, hey, do you have FaceTime? At that point, everybody in the room disappears. Like it just doesn't even matter how many people are in there. Doesn't matter what's going on. Now it's just her and I know I'm in. So she sends me a DM and it's just her phone number. So we get on FaceTime. We're on FaceTime for the next 4 hours. And it's an amazing conversation. A clothing optional conversation. But we have a great time and really get to know each other inside and out and realize we're on the same page on a lot of things. This is all great. I have a sensational conversation. Really good. Wake up the next morning. I think I want her to know more about me. So I sent her some more videos on TikTok, just sharing like my thought process and kind of some of the advice I give and things like that. Might have slipped in a thirst trap. She texted me once yesterday. It was just like, whatever. Radio silence. I don't know where I went wrong. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was just wanting to get off and move on with your life. Whatever. It's always easier to walk away. Not worth the effort.
First of all, I want to go back to this comment you made earlier and say I might second that with the creep thing.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a little bit of creepy. A little creepy dude. Like
Big creeper.
Yeah, it's a little creeper vibe. I didn't see it at first, but
People like that are kind of like they're in a kind of weird paradigm or whatever. Paradox where it's kind of like they have confidence, but at the same time, like they don't have confidence because like the way that he's placing her, like she's God for some reason. Like I don't think anyone should date like that. I don't think women should see men like that either. Like they're God or whatever. Like that kind of like, oh, I was able to get in her alive. But like she's a person, bro. She's a person. Their people is like that. But then like some of like the comments he was making, like, oh, like I mean, I get some of it's probably like social media personality. I get it. We do social media, understandable. But like just like his vibe, like I could literally like in my head when he's talking, I can literally see like the look on her face. It's like she's somewhat entertained, but then there's a part of her that's like I feel like he would press it a little bit too far. Like she'd feel uncomfortable.
that was a great breakdown. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I think it's good. The paradox, agree with that. Yeah. I didn't even think about the fact that you was doing how she might react to it. I wasn't thinking about that, but you're right. Because the way he's coming across on the screen right now is probably not too far from how he's coming across to her. And if this is how he comes across to her, I can definitely see what you're saying.
It's a little much.
It's a little much.
Like
He's funny.
Entertaining.
Yeah, but at a certain point, it's like,
it's kind of like you're the coworker who's cool, but you're never coming to my house.
That's another. Yeah. Hey, you're on one today, man. Ate your Wheaties today?
So I ghosted my current boyfriend. You can laugh about it now, but at the time, my kindest move. About 2 years ago, I went through a terrible breakup that came out of nowhere and it sucked. So I go through the motions. We move out. First night, I moved into my new apartment. I downloaded Tinder. I'm swiping and I see that this guy has super liked me. My general rule was that if they super liked me, I usually would like them back just to see what they had to say. I liked him back. He responded immediately.
Have you ever done that before?
What's that?
Like what she said, super like someone and then they like you back.
No, I don't. I've only ever been on, what's it called? A dating app once. Bumble.
I've only really been on Tinder and I've never really used, like, I'm one of those people that like I'll swipe, but I don't know. To me, it just feels so kind of like, cause I don't know what it is for you guys, but for me, it's like, I've seen some of the people on the dating apps. I've seen how different they look outside the app. So for me, I'm like, I just don't trust it.
Full of catfish?
Yeah, full of cat. As far as super likes have gone, I have super liked someone and they did super like me. Like that.
I think it's smart to do that. I think it's smart to, because you're in a sea of just.
Yeah.
His line was, I just gotta know what man fumbled the bag so tremendously that he's got you out here running around not wifed up. And of course, little did he know, I had just gone through this terrible breakup. I thought it was very funny and appropriate. And so I responded back. It's actually a really funny story. I'll have to tell you about it over dinner sometime. So we talk for maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. He picks me up. He's a little bit late, which I tease him for. He is nervous, which I find really endearing. He takes me to my favorite restaurant. We have a great date. We ended up getting back together a couple days later and we went to a little beach and had a little picnic, which was super cute. Date went well and then I ghosted him. I just was not ready for anything serious and it was obvious that he liked me a lot and I liked him too, but I
just was like, dude, I've been on like 3 dates. This is not the right time. I am very firstly single. Maybe come back in like a year.
This is the problem.
I was just gonna say, shame on her for that. Go ahead.
That is terrible. Like, people like that, it's like, okay, you get messed up from a relationship and then you mess the entire market up.
Exactly.
What you just did, you just messed up another guy who's then gonna mess up another girl. So it's this constant like, if you're not ready to date, that's fine, then just don't date. Or when you go out, just say, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Exactly.
But to waste someone else's time and to get them all excited just to be like, oh, I'm not really that and to be honest, like, whenever I hear that, I just feel like they're just never that she's not that interested.
So normally I would agree with that, but just because she did just mention she went through a serious breakup, so she's wanted someone to hang out with. She's going through
Lonely.
Yeah, she's lonely, going through her rebound phase. So we've all been there. So I get that part of it, but to drag somebody else through the mud with you or to drag somebody into that with you is not cool.
And then just to ghost.
It's into ghosting. Like, it's one thing if you tell them like, hey, listen, I really liked you, or I really like you, I enjoy your company, blah 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 blah, but I just broke up with my boyfriend, I'm not ready to date. Cool, he can understand that. At least you know why. But the problem with ghosting is that you don't know why, so your mind starts to wonder, and you're like, oh, did I say something? This is how I look. No, she wasn't ready.
I mean, that just goes to show you that sometimes it truly isn't you.
That's true, yeah.
Because a lot of times it really is you, but there are some very small times where it really isn't you. It is the other person.
No, it's true.
I remember that actually happened to one of my friends. He was talking to this girl for a while, was going good, and then she ghosted him. She ghosted him. He messaged her back and forth, no response, nothing ever happened. And then literally, like, I think it was like a year or two later, she messaged him and was like, hey, I'm so sorry for ghosting you. Like, it might have actually been longer. She's like, I'm so sorry for ghosting you. I finally know what it feels like because someone ghosted her at.
Sometimes it's what it's you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tell it myself now. I just remember this. So I'm gonna give you guys a little information about me, right? That right now I'm going through the process of maybe finding somebody, right? For long term. I was talking to a girl she's from overseas. I'm not gonna tell you too much information. And we were going back and forth, asking each other 21 questions, playing the whole game. If you're a millennial, you know how it is. And so, I felt the vibe. The vibe was good. She was cool. We really hit it off. Like, we only had a couple conversations. But after like the third conversation or the second conversation, I just totally went silent on her. I didn't say, yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 months.
Going to hell?
I'm not, and I'll tell you why. So the reason I went silent, I'm tell you guys a little information. I talked to someone close to me, my family, ran it by them. They were like, I told them something about the woman, and they're like, she's really into this thing. I'll just be honest. No, she's really into this thing, and it might not. So it might not be a good idea. Her family's really into this thing, and she's in this thing. This is like her whole life. You're not really into it at all, so it won't work out. You guys are probably between the lines.
Yeah.
So and I was like, all right, they're probably right. So I just let it go. But literally yesterday night, I was scrolling through my messages. I said, you know what? I should probably hit her up and tell her why I didn't hit her back. This is a true story too. I was like, I feel wrong, and I wouldn't want someone to do this to me. I know how it feels. So I texted her back, and I told her, I was like, listen, this is why I haven't talked to you in like 4 months, and I don't think it'll work out because of this, and this. And she responded, I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I'll read it when I get time. I'll read it. But yeah.
Guys, I have a confession to make to you.
Are you done?
I have ghosted.
Of course you have. Now it's infection, sir.
You know why?
Oh,
That person was crazy now. Literally.
Right. All right.
But listen, have you guys ever came across someone where it's like, and this is how it went. So essentially, I met this person. I met him at a party. I know, right? Worst place to meet someone. Met her at a party.
No.
Was talking to her. Was like, oh, okay, it's fine. But then, like, you guys ever get those little inclinations that someone might not be all the way there?
Of course.
Like, just little tiny stuff with her. And I'm trying to really remember what it was. I think it was just like little small stuff. Like, she would write like huge paragraphs about, and like, just like, I don't like just stuff that like just didn't require it. Like, it didn't require it. And it was like she would get mad at like little things.
Yeah.
And then, like, you ever like hear someone talk, like tell a story, and it's like, you're the problem? And they tell you a bunch of stories where they're the problem. They're like, hey, what about you fixing this? And they're like, no, it's not. And it was a lot of that. And then it just got to the point where this person, like, they just, like, I remember I didn't text her for like, it was like a day or two. And listen, I've only talked to this person. It had to be a week and a half. It was a very short
Yeah, it's not like.
and they were like, where's my text? Where's my good morning text? Where's this? I'm like, I just, like, it's just so, to me, it's just so like too much. It's like I feel like you might be really crazy.
Okay, fine, fair enough. We'll let Sharon slide on that. We're on the line. It needs to go to the rest for a review.
Okay.
All right, for instant replay, but
Pending.
it's pending. We'll let you slide on that one.
All right, decision makers. If you have ever ghosted someone, leave a like, leave a comment. If you haven't, then it's evil. Still leave a like, still leave a comment.
Yeah.
All right, decision makers, don't ghost.